Oh, I mean, it's the inevitable. It's happened now, and it can be the pros and the cons of it. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as the positive side of it, yeah, it gets more people into breaking. The negative side of it is that some of these people that get into breaking think that's not just how it is.
Now, so you going on like 30 years in the game, huh?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit more over 30.
Over 30 years. Dang, man, this is you. So the average person in the BC1 was born after you.
It's
No
wild.
doubt.
It's
And you
yeah.
still out here killing the game, man.
Oh, I
And
love it,
but my
man.
question is,
Yeah,
like, you know, the ill thing I think about coming into the game, like you came in early 90s, right?
yeah.
I come in the 99, so I'm like more of a 2000 b-boy than anything, right? But one commonality we have is we remember like when crew battles, we remember
Yeah.
the driving with your crew to a battle and like y'all got to find a spot to stay. Sometimes I tell the story. I went to go meet some people that I had met in a jam in upstate New York.
Mm,
And I remember I think I took a bus there, like a Greyhound or something. And
okay.
then I get to the battle and I'm just like, yo, I don't know what to do with this suitcase. So I threw the
Oh,
suitcase in the bushes and I was just like, yo, it'll be here when I get back. You know what I'm
whoa.
saying? I go into the jam, compete, have a great time at the jam, come back out, suitcase still there and
Wow.
going about my business. You know what I'm saying? Get checked into
Right,
my hotel and stuff. But like
right,
to me, there's value in that. You know what I'm saying? Knowing who had the VHSs. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like somebody, it was always one person in the crew that had all the VHSs.
Mm-hmm.
For me, my crew was me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And people want to borrow it, and then you had some that you was like, yeah, cool, you could borrow this VHS, and you had others where you was like, nah, B, you got to come over and watch it because I don't
Yeah.
know when I'm gonna get my
I gotta get
tape
it back.
back. You know what I'm saying? So like, my thing is like, there's so many you had to be there stories, right?
Right.
And with you being around for so long, what would you say were some of them experiences that you had that was like, man, I am so glad that I was a part of hip hop because if I wasn't,
Yeah.
I would have never lived this.
Yeah. Right. You mean like you had to be there stories? Like
Yeah,
what?
either you had to be there stories or just great experiences that maybe were captured on tape. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah,
I
either one,
mean,
either or, both. I don't. It's on you,
yeah.
brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, totally. Like, yeah, there's a million. We got a lot of stories, like, and I say we, the crew can probably tell it differently from individuals, but one of the stories is all of us living in one house, and we called it the Firehouse, and it's in the area in Seattle called Beacon Hill, which is a prime area for a lot of breaking crews coming from there, like Massive Monkeys. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, so we lived up on Beacon Hill. Of course, Massive Monkeys, they're from Beacon Hill. Like we just lived there at one point, and this house altogether was nine of us. So Bob had his room, I had a room. There was two other rooms, and then the rest of us slept in, wherever you could sleep at in the
Wherever there was
house.
space.
Right. And then so freestyle session Cross. I remember he was in contact with Bob, and he was like, "Yo, I'm coming up to Seattle and I'm gonna bring a bunch of West Coast dancers and stuff, and have freestyle session up in Seattle."
Freestyle. Special.
Seattle.
This is called breakdancing or breaking. Like rapping, it's a competitive display of style. Dance as a form of ritual warfare.
Freestyle. Freestyle.
Freestyle.
Freestyle. Freestyle. Freestyle.
Freestyle.
Session.
So they all came to Seattle and stayed with us in this house, and it was epic. It was just like people were sleeping everywhere. We didn't have any furniture in our living room. Like if you ever watch the Circle of Fire video, you can see like the camera walks through the house in that video, and it looks really small even on the camera, and it's probably even smaller in person if I ever go back there and check out that spot. but people were sleeping on the floor like Cujo and like Soul Control and all those guys.
No
It was
doubt.
dope, man. G Wiz, like, so they all stayed at the house. We all went to freestyle session. That was an epic event. And then at nighttime, we took them to the clubs, and and just going to the clubs at night, like seeing what the Seattle nightlife was like and vibing with these cats. And man, it was just epic times, man. That's like you have to be there because there's so many dope stories just from that point.
No
So
doubt.
yeah.
That is sick. So the Bumbershoot, that was the Bumbershoot Festival joint, right?
Yeah. Bumbershoot was happening around that time. They had a big festival, which was the opening of the EMP, and that was like the music museum where they had like Tupac's lyrics and Biggie Smalls lyrics and like Guns N' Roses and
All the Jimi Hendrix joints.
Exactly, Jimi Hendrix and stuff too.
Music project. Top rock and rap stars converge in Seattle to christen the interactive museum with a kickoff concert in the shadow of the architectural oddity.
We're gonna do the best we can to rock this crowd.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk, but they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Eminem smoke the house. And Kid, of course, rocks.
What's up, Kid Rock?
On stage with Filter, backstage with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and a catering adventure with Metallica. Join the MTV News crew and straight from the Buzzbin, our guest reporter Keena, as we bring you the EMP concert launch.
And we did the opening for that, and that was like we had an opportunity to see James Brown before he passed away, because this guy Paul Allen brought out everybody to this event, and like all the celebrities and singers and whatnot, Beastie Boys, Tribe Called Quest, like it was crazy.
That is, man.
That was 2000. So that was like, I think before Lords of the Floor 1. So yeah.
Wow.
But, then Bumbershoot. Yeah, Bumbershoot was the freestyle session version. Yeah.
Yeah, side note, I took my kids to that EMP museum, and they just wanted to stay in the video game room. I'm like, oh, this musical history. You worried about this Mario Brothers room? Well, they little, so they was like, yeah, that guitar is cool, but this video game, that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
but you mentioned James Brown. I got a friend, and we're from Georgia, right? Well, I was born in California, but I moved to Georgia when I was 12. I was born in Oakland, and I lived there till I was 12, and then we moved to Georgia. And he's from Augusta. And he's like, one time, and he don't even break. He's like, one time James Brown came and did a performance at my elementary school, and I was like, time out, back that up. You don't just say that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where James Brown is from, and I was just like, wow, man, you don't even know how lucky you were.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They probably was looking at him too, like, oh, it's just some old dude doing songs.
Yep. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing. But anyway.
Yeah.
So over 30 years later, man, what keeps you motivated?
Oh man, just the culture in itself, but like you said, the music and the vibe of it. I lived in Australia from 2011 to 17, and when I came back to Seattle had changed a lot. Meaning there was a lot more people here to facilitate more classes, to go to the club and have more dancers involved, and and the culture or whatever. And they're coming from other places too, where they practice dance and bringing their skills. So yeah, being back here and being motivated after all those years and stuff to facilitate space and throw events and things like that for the culture. It's just dope to have everybody together and have that synergy, to share in the ciphers, to share at a competition and events and things like that, just here in Seattle alone. And then not to mention the rest of the world who's, keeps me motivated by me watching videos or, seeing what's going on in Europe and seeing what's going on here in the US and different states and being motivated off those battles. And so I stay in shape. I stay consistent, there might be a day and a half, maybe at the most, that I don't want to dance, but the rest of the time, I can dance every day, bro.
No doubt, man.
Yeah. So. And then by hearing what's supposed to be the rules back then, and saying, hey, maybe we'll do a little bit of the rules, or maybe we won't do it at all. But on the contrary, like if somebody's trying to get into that limelight of battling and stuff too, and get on a big circuit. And in order to even get past certain levels, you still have to play that game.
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Also, feel free to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Beyond the Cypher. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace. Until the next episode.